I am tired, but wanted to do a quick update on Celebrity Big Brother 3. I mean, not a lot has really changed since my last video. It is Carson going home thanks to Todd's HOH. And thanks to Carson totally wasting his HOH. I mean, the big story continues to be Todrick, who obviously continues to piss everybody off on social media, but probably for good reason. He'd just be saying nasty shit sometimes. He has played a personal game, and I don't understand why. I truly don't understand why he has played such a personal game, because that is what's going to lose him his game. He's been playing for second place to Misha this entire time. So I don't know why he would just play personally with everybody. He's done it with everybody. He's done weird shit. It was with Teddy in the beginning. He kind of used race with Mariah. He brought up fucking Kirkpatrick's family. Obviously, he was nasty towards Shayna. He's been after Carson this entire time, even though they know each other outside of the house. It doesn't make a lot of sense, other than the fact that, I mean, Todrick must be a snake in real life, because he talks a whole lot of shit behind everyone's back. Apparently he said some shit about Tamar today behind her back. She's gonna say she'll talk to him when he gets out of the house, blah 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 blah. Celebrities will be celebrities. A lot of politics with celebrities. But yeah, I don't know what Todrick's deal is. I don't know how he thinks this could win him a game in a normal season. To be this shitty of a social player with the people you're voting out. But even worse in a season like this, where they could go home and watch and see everything. Makes no sense. I think Todrick thought that because he let the cookout stay at his house for a couple of weeks or a couple of months for some of them, because they have no lives right now, that he was going to have BB Twitter on his side. Welp, not the case. They're not on his side at all. They've even turned against some of the cookout members. So, yeah, Todrick just going to bring everybody down around him. Sadly, Lamar, I think he doesn't care about this game. I don't think he's cared the entire time, even though I do feel like he has a shot to win if he makes the final two, honestly. Unless he's against Misha. I think Misha, at this point, would beat anybody in the final two because she has played the best game, and I feel like it might be respected. I don't know, Teddy felt like someone, I don't know anything about Teddy other than the few days she was on the feeds before her ass was voted out. But she seemed like the type that could hold a grudge, so maybe Teddy wouldn't vote for Misha. But most people are going to vote for Misha if she's in the final two. I guess this has been her game to win because the producers sucked and they set up this game stupid. They could have just given us early live feeds, but no. Instead, they set up Misha to have this long-ass HOH and kind of be able to set her game up wow, which is what she did. Cynthia, she's been lost in this game. I don't know if she could win an HOH. I think it's going to be Misha or Todrick that win the next HOH. Even though I feel like Todrick will eventually get on Todd's and Lamar's nerves enough to get him on the block. He hasn't been on the block this whole time, though. So it goes to show that his snake game has worked. If only he wouldn't have been so personal about it, maybe he would win this game by playing such a, I guess he's been pulling the strings a little bit in this game, and he's been a snake about it, but he's been too obvious of a snake about it for once, and he's been too personal about it for two. Who else is left? I mean, that's all that's going to be left. There's going to be 5 people left. I think if Lamar wins, he would put up Misha and Todrick. I have no idea what Cynthia would even do if she won HOH. Her dumbass would probably put up Todd and fucking Lamar. I'm sure she could be talked into a deal or some shit. Who knows? I mean, I feel like there was likely a deal between the black players, like an agreement at the beginning to not target each other, because most of these HOHs haven't made a whole lot of sense, and I just think they didn't put it on the TV show because the cookout just happened. But I do think like Todrick, who hung out with the cookout, probably brought this up to the other black players at some point before the feast turned on. They've even talked about it at times amongst each other, amongst Cynthia and Todrick. So I think that's a possibility of what happened and why Misha will be the final white player left in the game. But I do think Misha has played a game to set herself up well as well, but she could go home if she doesn't win the next HOH. I don't think Todrick would do that, though. Unless Todrick's going to be the Tiffany. And, you know, the whole thing with Claire before, that was cringy. That Todrick has to take Misha on his own HOH. I wouldn't put it past it this season because nobody's HOH has made any sense for their game. We had Misha, who was just a mess, putting up all the women, yet it didn't blow back in her face, even though it should have. Somehow it should have. We had Kirkpatrick tell people about a plan that he didn't end up doing, even though he could do it because Shayna won the veto and he could have told Shayna to use it, but didn't. We had, I'm forgetting an HOH. Yeah, I'm having a brain fart. But there was other HOHs that were fucked up. I mean, obviously Carson's last week, who got out one of his numbers, even though she was a rat and deserved her game to fall apart. It was probably too early for them to get her out, and Carson wasted his HOH. And now we'll go home, and now Todd is on the block, putting up Lamar, who's supposed to be one of his closest allies, even though Todd is basically Misha's and Todrick's soldier right now, I guess. Maybe that takes precedence to Lamar, but I don't think Todd has made a lot of sense either. And I don't understand how anybody expects to win this game if Misha is still in the game. So yeah, not a lot of HOHs has made sense anyway, so anything could happen in these final HOHs. Do I care? Not really. I'm ready for Big Brother Canada, and I guess Survivor would start in the next 2 to 3 weeks.